Okay, welcome back. And we are currently in progress refactoring our website. We've created ourselves a new category component, which now is responsible for going off with a use effect and pulling down the products for the category. And we've moved all the rendering of the products into this new category component. We've also managed to convert our list of categories into a simple link using React Router. And in our index.js, we've also managed to create ourselves a new route so that we can navigate to the categories. So on the left of our website here, we have a list of categories as simple links. If I click on it, we then get our categories loaded up. Very good. What we need to do next is sort out our routes completely. The reason why we're getting the whole page filled when we navigate to our various routes is if we have a look at our routes here, this very first route says if we go to the route URL, we want to load our app components. And then if we navigate to the other paths, we then want it to effectively show those components. Those components we want to render inside our app.js. So our app.js, if we have a look at the actual return here, it's got all the markup we need for our grey area here. So what we effectively want to do is where we've got this main here, we want our components to render inside this. So how are we going to do that? Well, if we go to React Router again and look at the documentation, we can see it has a concept of a layout. The layout component can effectively hold all the markup we need, so that can effectively hold the grey area that we want. And it also has a thing called an outlet, which we can import in, and our content for our routes will appear in this outlet. So we can use this outlet and pop it in this main area here. So let's do that. Let's import in the outlet from React Router DOM, and then we can simply use this guy and say outlet just like that. So that means our route will be rendered inside this little main area. However, we still need to sort out our routes, because we need to effectively wrap this layout route around the other existing routes. Okay, so let's do that. Let's take that route from there and then simply wrap all the other routes around it. So it's going to look something like this. We have a route like this and then our other route. So we now need to create ourselves a layout component which will effectively have the markup from our app.js. Okay, so let's do that. Let's create a new layout component. So layout.js. Use our snippet. Okay, so now we have a layout component, and we're going to go to our app.js and take all our markup from here and paste that into our layout component, which is here. We need to import the outlet from our React Router DOM. So import outlet from React Router DOM. Very good. Then we now need to sort out all these little wiggly errors. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass into this layout component the actual categories. So let's deconstruct that and pass them in. So categories like this, and we also need this render categories method. So let's go back to app.js, take the function out of here, copy it and then paste it into our layout, which is here. And we also need to fix this link. So let's put a link from our React Router DOM. And now we can go to app.js. Let's get rid of the things we don't need. We don't need this handle category click anymore. So let's remove that. We don't need these two imports. So we're going to remove those. And we also don't need this link or the fetcher. And we also don't need our get products as well. Okay, that's looking more tidy. Let's now go back to our route, which is here. And we're going to change it from where it says app. We're going to change that to layout. Of course, we need to import that new layout in. So let's do import layout like that. But of course, in our layout.js, we need to pass in these categories. And in our index here, we don't actually have the categories available to us because they are actually in this app.js here. So how are we going to solve that? Well, what I want to do is I want to take the responsibility away from the roots from our actual index.js and put all of this in our app.js where we've got it down here instead. So let's take a break here and let's do that in the next lesson.